Hello, this is QUHC doing a commentary of Hearthstone Arena Run. I've played card games for a pretty long time. I started playing Magic a long time ago. I haven't played Magic like non-stop. It's been on again, off again. I play lots of other card games too, like the traditional card games of Bridge, etc, etc. So I'm fairly decent at Hearthstone, and I'm just deciding which class I want to be. I used to like Priest back before they nerfed Mind Control, but now with Mind Control coming so much later, I think I like Paladin more. I always have liked Paladin, mainly because of True Silver champion. So my first pickup's a kind of a difficult choice. It's Imp Master and Argent Commander. They're both pretty good cards, but I think I'm going to have to take Argent Commander. It can really help you regain board control if you've lost it by the time the mid-game rolls around. The 7/7 War Golem, the 9/5 Core Hound, both decent top-end cards, but in a Paladin deck I should be able to pick up some True Silver champions, hopefully, so I really want a Bloodsail Raider. Even if you don't, a 2/3 for 2 is still a perfectly fine card. Blessing of Might's not really a card I like. I'm not fond of buffing my guys up. I would much rather take up a Cult Master. He can potentially give you some decent card advantage, and even if you don't get any card advantage off him, he's a 4/2 for 4, which isn't terrible. Okay, it's pretty bad, but could do worse. Definitely the Spellbreaker here, 4/3 for 4, with the silence on top of that is pretty much the cat's pajamas. I don't mind Noble Sacrifice either, but I like Spellbreaker a lot more, even though he's a 4-drop, and Paladin decks tend to run heavy on them. Definitely the Iron for Grizzly here. It's a better card than the Snap Drop, plus Paladin decks tend to have way too many 4-drops. Already you can see that I've got 2 4-drops and no 3-drops. That's this choice that will continue to develop unless I nip it in the butt. Light's Justice is really not a very good card. Gurubashi Berserker really is a lot more power, but at the same time it's nice just to have 1-drops. I've never actually played with Light's Justice before. I always avoid taking it. I think I'm going to continue to avoid taking it and go with the I don't know. The Berserker's really not that good, and the Magma Rage is just terrible. You don't want a 1-health creature. That's no good. I might grab the Light's Justice here. Just because... oh, there's a True Silver champion. That's what I wanted. Light's Justice does get a lot worse depending on how many True Silver champions I pick up. It's now a War Golem or another Spellbreaker. I do like having those expensive top-end cards, but a second Silence, I like the idea of that more. But if I had the same choice again, I'd probably switch to the War Golem. Rather than the third Spellbreaker. Lepronome, some turn 1 play is... I do like this 2/1 charge guy. I use him kind of like as a really lousy removal spell, but I'd rather have the 1-drop. Defender Vargas is a good pickup despite being a 4-drop, which I'm already getting way too many of. Ring Farseer is respectable, but I'll take another Lepronome over him. So yeah, so this is an interesting one. Sword of Justice is a really good card, but Big Game Hunter can be pretty nice too. I think I'm going to have to go with the Sword of Justice here though. Big Game Hunter, he's huge when you actually need him, but most of the time you don't need him. I already have a couple Lepronomes, and I really need some 2-drops. Sergeant Protector is just what I want here. Eye for an Eye I do not like, although it can occasionally win you games when an opponent buffs a minion stupidly high. Blessing of Might I don't really like either. Tauren Warrior is meh. I'd rather have an Iron for a Grizzly, to be honest, but I'll take Tauren Warrior if that's all I get. So Murloc Raider I don't really want since I already have 2 Lepronomes. It's either Redemption or Blessing of Kings, and I really don't like buffing my minions, but at the same time, the only cards that I really like with Redemption are the ones with Death Rattle effects, like the Harvest Golem, and I haven't picked any of those up quite yet. Other than Lepronome, he doesn't really count, so I'm going to go with Blessing of Kings. So now I got a choice for some more expensive. I definitely don't want Repentance, but I could take a Frost Elemental or Stormwind Champion. They're both pretty reasonably good cards. I think I'm going to go with the Stormwind Champion. Even though I don't have that much of a minion heavy deck, he's a pretty good top end card that can really, the turn you play him, he can shift the board in your favor quite a bit if you've got some minions on the table. The Frost Elemental is a good card too though. Here I have a War Golem, which I don't really want since I just picked up the 7-drop on my last pick. The Ogre Magi, not that great either since 4-drops or something I already have a ton of. I really don't need to focus so heavily on more 4-drops, even though some of my 4-drops I have already are conditional, like the Spellbreaker. I may not want to play right on turn 4. Somewhat true of the Cult Master as well, but I am going to take another 7-drop. But I really don't want any more 7-drops now. So I could pick the 2-drop up with Silence, but I already have a couple Silence guys, so I don't really need more Silence. The Gnomish Inventor is not that strong a deck with so many 4-drops that it looks like I'm going to be building. But it's one or the other. I think I'm going to have to take the Owl, mainly just because it's a 2-drop. Well, no. I take it back. I am going to take the Inventor, even though my 4-drop slot's so crowded. The Pyromancer's a pretty good pick here. Not picking the Secret Keeper. Don't have any secrets yet. Even if I did, I wouldn't really want her. The Alchemist is okay, but I'd rather have the consistently more useful 3-2. His extra build is pretty irrelevant. Definitely not taking the Golem, but Sunwalker and Equality are both pretty good cards. Equality is obviously a really good combo with Consecration, which I don't actually have any of yet, and I don't have a lot of ways in general to do 1 damage other than, I guess, my Light's Justice. I'm going to play the Sunwalker, I think. Just because whenever I play people who have it, it usually really annoys me. Kind of very frequently 2-for-1s. I'm not playing the Corsair, it's the Questing Adventurer or the Cobra. The Cobra I don't really like that much. A lot of the times they can get around him with Divine Shield. The Questing Adventurer, a lot of the times he's just maybe a 4-4 or something, but he's a reasonably okay card. Sometimes he just gets out of control and wins you the game, which is pretty darn good. So I could take the 1-drop with Divine Shield to really start focusing on my early game. Another Blessing of Kings. I already have one, and I don't like buffs, so I really don't want another. Or the Priestess of Elune. I think I'm just going to take the 1-drop here to have that nice, consistent early game presence. But now I'm going to have to take another early game pick. It'll be the Boar or the Murloc Raider. Probably not the Grunt. Although I really am over heavy on 1-drops. It's like I need 2-drops more than 1-drops, but I think regardless of that, I'm still going to go for the Boar or the Raider. I'm probably going to go for the Raider. Yeah, 1-1 strategy is just not better than that 2-1. Clear Abomination here, Angry Chicken or King Golem, no good. I don't have any 5-drops either, so Abomination gets right in my curve there. I'm full on 1-drops, I need 2-drops, so Berserkers, he's actually a really good 2-drop, one of the best ones I'd say. I'm definitely going to take him out. Probably the Novice Engineer here. I still need 2-drops, and he draws me a card even if you get him later in the game. He's an okay 2-drop, like when you're sitting at 10 mana and you're in top deck mode, and you see him, you're like, well, that's not bad. Use 2 of my mana on him and get a new card, and hopefully get something that's a bit more useful. Blessing Wisdom's a good card. I say I don't like buffs, but it usually gives you 1 card right away, and it can pretty consistently get you 2 more, or you can use it as a removal sometimes and put it on an opponent's minion, and then they won't ever want to attack with it. But I'm going to take the Novice Engineer. Minions are pretty important, especially minions on turn 2. You really got to commit something on turn 2. But as a Paladin, it's not really as important, because obviously I can just use my hero power. But I would much rather play a Leper Gnome than use my hero power, just to thin your deck. The Blessing of King, I don't really like Rifleman very much, so I'm going to take the Blessing of Kings up over him. Definite Chillwind Yeti here. I love Chillwind Yeti. It's like my favorite card in the entire game. Although Loot Order's pretty close to being one of my favorites. He doesn't beat the Yeti. The Direwolf here, I need some 2-drops, and I've got so many 1-drops that he's actually, if I play him turn 2, he may be buffing like one of my 1-drops, so he's going to be a bit more useful than normal. Oh, I face things off with the Legendary. Interesting choice. Harrison Jones is a bit more situational. Gruul is a pretty huge dumb guy, and Alex Straza. I don't think I'm going to be playing the sort of game where her battle cries are really going to be that useful to me. I think by the time I play her, I'm going to be pretty close to 15 life myself, and so should my opponent. So I don't think she'd very rarely get much more than like a 5 life swing either way. So I think I'd rather have the Gruul just because he comes down a turn earlier and he's a bit bigger. The bit bigger part's not really relevant, it's the turn earlier part that I'm really looking for. So I'll pick up a Gruul. I know a lot of people probably think Alex Straza is better, but I don't know, I'm not really that in love with her battle cry. I've got a reasonable deck. The biggest obvious problem is my lack of 5 drops, but I do have a whole ton of 1 drops. Not as many 2 drops as I'd like, but it's a reasonable curve all things considered. It's a bit top heavy. I really wish that instead of having these 5 cards that cost 6 or more, that at least 2 of them were 5 drops instead. Like maybe if I didn't have this 8, if this was like a Sylvanas, and if maybe the 7 was what's another good 5? I don't even know, some other good 5, like the Kodo. That'd be pretty good. But anyways, gonna hop into the first match now. Should be able. Your first match is often the hardest, I find, because normally you go against people with similar records. So if that means that your first match when you're 0-0, you could be going up against anyone. You could be going up against a total noob who's got a totally lousy deck that's got no chance, or you could be playing against someone who's really good and just hasn't played their first match yet either. You can go either way. I think the first match is probably the one that I most frequently lose. Like, if I had to guess, I'd say my first match win rate is maybe like 60%, while my overall win rate is more like 65%. Oh, this is a pretty good opening hand. A true silver champion, I'm gonna keep everything. I could maybe mulligan the wolf if I was really feeling greedy, but I'm not going to. He's a pretty good 3-drop. I could even coin into the Berserker straight off, but probably not going to unless my opponent plays I'm fine with the Flame if I can trade with that. But if he had played the 1-3 with Taunt, I might have used my coin into the Berserker. Drop my Leper Gnome, chip it over. So yeah, this is a pretty good hand. If he plays a Health Imp and trades with my Gnome, that would kind of suck. Oh god. I shouldn't talk. Hopefully he attacks me instead, or maybe just Mortal Coil? Corruption. I was gonna corrupt my minion. Interesting choice. Alright. So I'm a bit of a pickle here. He's got a 3-3. Oh, I'm not in a pickle. Oh, I obviously play my Direwolf and trade with it. It's a clear-cut play here. He really should have traded with my minion when he had the chance, but he didn't. That Blood Imp's pretty annoying. But we'll see if I can. It's just so hard to trade efficiently with an opponent who's got a Blood Imp. It just makes it so much harder to come out ahead on all these trades. But it looks like I have to remove his guy, and my best way of doing it is probably the True Silver Champion. Yeah. For justice. Maintain board control. Smack it and go to the base. So I'm doing alright. My opponent doesn't have that many cards left, and I've got pretty good options going forward. And I still have the True Silver Champion to keep board control if he plays something I need to kill. And a wolf to chip away at his health. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. The True Silver Champion is really doing a lot towards helping me win this one. So I'll play this guy first.
I hope you like my invention.
And grab Cult Master, not too shabby.
It's time for
trade with. I have to keep trading with this wolf, obviously, because if I didn't, it would kill one of my guys and live. So it's an essential that I kill it pronto. Soon I'll have enough mana for the Abomination, which the Death Rattle will take out this Blood Imp, but I've got so much board control that it would do more damage to me, really, than him.
Squire, attend me.
Ready, sir.
That's bothersome. Let's see, I could Kings my wolf, take out his big squire with it. I'd probably rather Kings the leopard gnome actually do that. Yeah, I think I will just drop the Kings here. Kings the leopard gnome. Take out there. Take out here. So that's a good card, that 4/4 for 5, that some of the 2/2. That's the card I like when I was thinking of good 5 drops. That didn't come to mind, but that's definitely one that would fit the bill. Oh, he decides to trade his guy away. Interesting.
My eyes are open.
Alright, alright. I'm in a bit of an awkward spot because I can't really do anything about this guy. If I play my abomination, then he'll just run into it and kill my wolf. I can. I guess this is the play. I play my Sword of Justice, and then I play my Torn Warrior. He's now got 4 toughness, so we should be able to survive that. And I just go to the face with the wolf. I think that was the right play. I didn't want to play the Abomination because... Okay, oh shoot, he's got... I guess the Abomination... Oh, it is 4 toughness too, that would have been probably even worse. That didn't work out. I can finish off his minion with my sword though, and play War Golem probably. Yeah. So I got a big dumb War Golem, and he's got an empty board. Unless he's got corruption, and he actually used a corruption really early on to kill my leopard gnome, which wasn't the best idea in the world. He's probably wishing he had that in his hand still right now. He's in some trouble. 5/7 is not really going to do the trick. Okay, so he basically used his entire hand to trade with my War Golem. Well, plus then he gets one more card because he's a cheating warlock. That worked out pretty well for me, I would say. So I'm just going to put the most power on the board right now, even though it doesn't make proper use of my Spellbreaker. And Spellbreaker does have 4 toughness, so he will survive. Hellfire, my Cult Master's not quite as lucky. But I've got a pretty decent board. My opponent's in some trouble because I have lethal right now with my Blessing of Kings. So it can do 14 damage. He's got 12 life. So unless he does something, and that's not something. That's nothing. You gotta do something, Warlock. You're toast. That's still not something. Avoid Terror would do it. He just needs a little taunter. Nope. Looks like he's totally got the damage again. Yeah, he is toast. There's Light's Justice. Very nice. Well played. It's not too much trouble in my first one. Thanks to a really good opening hand and a true silver champion, I was able to fight through even though he had a blood on the board, which usually makes it pretty hard to sort of do the trading favorably method of board control if you can't remove it somehow. But I managed, thanks to true silver champion. It's a very good card that I wish I had more than one of. And people always seem to have these crazy decks with like 3 or 4 of the really important key cards. I'm usually lucky if I get one. I think one of my worst arena runs, I think I only had 3 wins, was just with the Paladin deck that didn't get any of the Paladin cards. No consecrations, this deck doesn't have any consecrations, no true silver champions, just didn't have any of the things that I wanted. I really want some 2-drops, I'm gonna mull everything about the leopard gnome, hopefully get a better early game going. That's pretty much what I wanted. I mean, maybe not 3 2-drops, that's a bit excessive, but 1 or 2 of them for sure is what I wanted to see. So I could coin into the Berserker, that doesn't really seem necessary. I'll probably use my coin turn 3 to play 2/2 drops at this rate. That's what it looks like it's gonna happen. Obviously, he can use his hero power to just straight up kill my guy, but then that works towards getting me tempo. I'm not sure if I would have done that if I was him. Playing your hero power does the same thing, but keeps your wrath in hand instead of drawing the extra card. It's pretty similar, really, but I think I would rather keep the wrath in hand. We'll drop the Berserker.
It's time for a little blood.
And next turn I'll probably give my Berserker Divine Shield and +1/+1 and go to town. Divine Shielding Berserker is a bit awkward though, because you do want to get the Enraged. I'd only do that if, yeah, because I'm happy to give him Enraged, but it kind of sucks that he played a 4 toughness guy. I thought I'd be able to kill whatever he played, but I can't kill that. So definitely playing the Wolf. Definitely attacking. It's only a question of who do I want to give, and I'm definitely coining. Who do I want to give the Divine Shield to? I think I would rather give it to the Wolf, actually. No, I'd rather give it to the 6/2. I thought about giving it to the Wolf, though. We'll see. It's pretty hard to not say that your 6/2 is more valuable than your 2/2. I mean, if you just look at the numbers, he's quite a bit better. But the Wolf is buffing guys up. The Wolf is really kind of like a 4/2? I don't know. The Wolf can be a good card. If he attacks the Wolf and then kills it with his hero power, I'll be a bit sad, or if he just does this to it. This was a danger. Pretty good turn from him, I'd say. Trades with my Wolf, I would assume. Or maybe not. This guy's got taunt. If he doesn't trade with the Wolf, I pretty much have to just run into him instead. If I was him, I would just attack me. That's what I would do. To the face. That's the right play, because it doesn't really matter which one of my guys he attacks with it. There's really no point in picking one of them. It's better just to do the 2 damage to me. So I'm happy that he didn't do the 2 damage to me. I would have had to have ran into his guy with taunt, but this way I might do more life. I will trade with the Wolf, and I guess I'll trade with this guy, because otherwise he could... I would like to get the 5 damage in onto him, but if I do that, then he can pop my shield off with his hero power and then finish me off. I would rather keep my guy on the table. Actually, no, I'm wrong, because I do have this taunt guy. I probably should have just done the 6. It would have been 6 damage to him. Did I have my Wolf? No, I didn't have my Wolf. It would have just been 5. Whatever. I think that was a mistake. I really should have just gone for a more aggressive line of play. I didn't really realize that I had a guy with taunt to protect my Berserker. The Alarmabot. Well, that could be dangerous. I do fear the Alarmabot. He just armors up. That's not going to do a whole lot for him. Gain him 1 life. And he's out of mana. So I guess I could just silence. Yeah, I'm probably just going to silence the Alarmabot since I got nothing better to do with my turn, really.
Your magic shall not.
I do have another silence guy. If that was my only silence guy, I'd be a bit hesitant to make that line of play, but I've got another one. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have, because Druids, well, they do have the Ancients, the 5/5 that can become a 5/10 taunt. You really want your silences against that. So it probably was a bad idea for me to throw away my silence so carelessly. But it gets a 4/3 on the board. I really like how a board. See, now, there we go. That's the minion I really wish I could silence right there. It would have given, well, he's gonna draw 2 cards, yeah, but, oh well. I'm still in an okay spot, because, let's see, I guess I got really no choice here, but run into it, give him the card. Good play by him. I'm gonna get some damage in. And I'm actually not gonna play Sunwalker here. I'm gonna play a Yeti and Recruit instead. because the Yeti and the Recruit is actually one more. It's more like power on the board. It's 4 or 5, which is the same as this guy, plus a 1/1. I don't really need the taunt Divine Shield aspect of him quite yet. And next turn, when I play Stormwind Champion, it'll give me 2 minions to buff up rather than just 1 minion. So I feel it was a pretty good call. It's usually good to get away with sneaking in your hero power whenever you can. Oh, a pretty good swipe from him. Kills off a whole bunch of my stuff.
Ready for action.
Oh well, these things happen. So I'll drop the Stormwind Champion.
Behold the might of Stormwind.
Get some damage in. So druids don't have a lot of really good direct removal. Gruul is something that a druid may not be able to handle. Like if I play Gruul, I don't really know how he's gonna kill it ever. Stormwind Champion, nice, but I do have lethal on the board right now. So your 7/7 is not gonna help you a lot. I'll give him a well played. I'll play my Gruul just for fun, show him I had it. He's dead. Yeah, now I think about it, Gruul kicks Druid, but I bet if Druids became more popular in the constructed metagame, we'd be seeing a lot more Gruuls showing up. Obviously, it's an expensive card, so it's not that good, but in the late game, I just don't know what Druids do against Gruuls. I guess they silence it, but even if they silence it, it's still a huge dumb guy. So 2-0 so far, good start, kind of what I expected. I'd say my most common number of wins is 5 wins, but I usually get more than 5. It's like 5 is my most common number, and after that it just kind of drops off from 6, 7, and beyond. Very, very seldom do I get fewer than 5 wins.
I will fight with honor.
I think I really Abomination here. Like I said, I want to make sure that I get my early 2 drops. It's paramount. Bloodsail Raider I obviously want to use with my True Silver Champion, but unless I draw a True Silver Champion, I'm not gonna like save him just for that. Like I could obviously play it Recruit instead, but I would rather commit to having the greater board presence. I don't like, usually the right play is the one that gives you the strongest board presence right now. I mean, sometimes you can delay 1 turn, but you should be pretty greedy usually. I don't feel a need to trade with this wolf right now. I'm probably just going to leave it on the board and go to the face. Because he's probably going to trade with me on his turn. There's no real way that he can make that a favorable trade. Obviously, he could coin into Shattered Sun Cleric, but I would only make it a 2/2 and would still not be able to kick my guy's butt. Yep, and then drop the Bloodsail Raider for the face. If I had more True Silver Champions, I might be more inclined to try and save the Bloodsail Raider, but I only have 1. So there's really not much point in trying to save it until I get that 1 True Silver Champion in the deck. Of course, now that I say this, it's almost guaranteed that I'll draw a True Silver Champion, but I won't even be mad if that happens, because it'd be a good draw. Not as good as the 3 or 2 drop. Well, no, probably as good as the 3 or 2 drop. He actually trades tonight. That's surprising. Oh, he's got the explosive shot, I guess. So he's gonna blow up both my guys. What a jerk. Nothing I can really do about it. Bam! That was a 2-2. It was basically our turn 1 and turn 2 plays. They basically annihilated each other, but mine did 4 damage to him and his did 2 damage to me. So mine were slightly better than his. But my turn 3 play follow-up really sucks. No turn 3 play. Another secret. That's strange. I hope it's not Snake Trap. That would suck. I'm fine with a lot of other things. I'll probably be playing this Inventor, so if it's Snipe, for instance, then he just snipes my card, but I get to draw a card anyway, so whatevs. What else could it be? There's nothing really else it can be other than Snake Trap is the only thing I really wouldn't like.
The battle.
Let's see it. What do you got? Oh, it's not something that triggers when he's attacked. So I'm thinking it might be Snipe. Normally I would play the Yeti, but I'm a bit worried. Actually, you know what? Even if it is Snipe, I'm fine with a 4-1 Yeti. It lives. I'll play the Yeti.
Job done.
So does the Snipe. But oh well.
That minion already attacked.
I mean, the Inventor would have just died, and it does draw me a card, but I would almost rather have a 4-1 on the board than have something that way. It's gonna help me trade away with this Drake. Probably gonna play the Argent Defender of Argus, then
My seal for Argus.
drop a Leopard Gnome. Trade away with that. Yeah, there. I've got a pretty good board position right now, I'd say. And Hunters don't have a whole lot of AoE to take it back. They've got the 5 damage and then 2 damage adjacent ones, which means I probably should play this thing on the other side. But we'll pretend that I did. And you can trade with my 2-2 with that if you really want, buddy. Not gonna help you a whole bunch. Normally I do like to commit the most power I can to the board, which would mean playing my Spellbreaker here. I'm a bit hesitant to play the Abomination, just in case he like kill commands it, and then I sweep my own board. So I think I would rather just, I think, do the conservative play of playing the Inventor and popping Recruit.
Reporting for duty.
That's a pretty weak play in terms of how much power and toughness it put on the board. Not very much compared to my other choices, but I felt the Abomination was a bit risky. I felt that I wanted to keep the silence from this guy. But I am getting pretty close to lethal at this point, now that I've got a Blessing of Kings in my hand to get a bit of surprise bonus happy fun time damage. Let's see. So, I still don't really want to play this guy. I could Kings one of the 1/1s. Oh, you're back. Alright, I had a phone call. So now I don't really have enough time, so I'm going to Kings this guy. Run him into that guy. Run this guy in there. Run this guy in here. Run that guy in there. And I'm going to play this dude and this dude and my turn. I'm not really sure if that's the right play. I didn't have enough time to think because I had to take a phone call. My time didn't really start running out, but I got worried and distracted and confused. I've got a pretty good board still. I played the spell before playing this guy because I don't really like using this guy's ability. So much board control. How much damage do I got on board? 9, 10, 15. Am I one short? Really? Am I really one short? 4, 10. I'm one short of lethal because I can silence this guy. That's kind of smelly. But in the one short of lethal land in which I live, I guess I just play the War Golem. Trade this taunt guy. Trade the Leopard Gnome away. And hopefully I have lethal next turn.
I fight. Hey, give me a minute.
And I still have a silence in hand if he plays a taunt.
Well fought.
Yep, there's another win. None of my opponents have really had strong plays yet. They've been pretty easy wins. And my deck has been fairly consistent. Which is good. It does have, that's one of the good things about my deck, is it does have several 1 and 2 drops in it. Not so much the 2 drops, but I'll pretty much be mulliganing anything that isn't a 1 or a 2 drop every time. Except maybe True Silver Champion is pretty much the only card that I would think about not mulliganing. Unless I already have a 1 and 2 drop in. If I already have a 1 and 2 drop, then I'll keep the more expensive cards. I just want to make sure that you do curve out. That's hugely important.
You asked for it.
I will fight with honor.
Leopard? No. So here I'm going to keep the wolf, which is the best 2 drop, but still keeping it. Not the best in the world. I might coin out the wolf here. See what the magey does. That's annoying. I don't really want to coin out the wolf because cast spells and stuff. Ugh. No, I'm not gonna coin out the wolf. Maybe just gonna play the wolf on turn 2 and then turn 4 I can maybe coin kings it or something. I don't know, kinda sucks because he can always use his hero power, kill my wolf, and then finish it off with the mana worm. I don't know a lot of alternatives, this is bad. I'm on the back foot because I didn't play a 1 drop and I don't have a 3 toughness 2 drop.
Let me think.
So I can play the recruit, or I can just bite the bullet and play my wolf, and even though he can kick its butt anyway. Next turn I don't really even have a good play either, is the real big problem. Let's play the wolf. I don't know, now that I do it I regret it. I think I would have liked to have just played the recruit more. I take it all back, I should have just played the recruit. Whatever, hopefully he somehow doesn't kill my wolf.
What to do? What to do?
Next turn, unless I draw something relevant, I'm planning on using recruit, coin, and Argent Protectoring the recruit. Which is a pretty terrible line of play. Looks like he's got some options. Maybe he's thinking about just frostbolting my wolf. Yeah, he's gonna frostbolt. Thank you with that. It's mana worm. I couldn't answer it. It's running rampant. Well, I guess instead of the recruit, I can activate a Money Berserker.
It's time for a little blood. Not
This was a marginally okay turn. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to get me back in the driver's seat of this game, though. I think I might just be too far behind. Because he can obviously trade away with my Argent Protector. Or if he just has a spell to cast on my guy, he could pop the shield and trade with that, too. Blessing of Kings looks like going to be my next play, unless he kills both my guys, which is a risky play if he's got a silence or anything, but it might work out okay for me. He's going to pop my shield. Pop. Ugh. Pain, suffering. Could just play the Cult Master and draw my card. I think I like that more than the Kings. Well, I don't know. Let's see, if I Kings this guy, he's got 7 toughness, and my opponent can do 6 damage to him with 3 plus 2 plus 1. But if he casts a spell, then... I think I just like the Cult Master more here. And the Value Yeti appears. Could have been the Kings was the better play. I'm just really hesitant to play Kings. Things can go wrong so easily.
Pay attention, class.
Now he's got that guy on the board, and I don't have a whole lot in return. I think my only real play here is the... Well, I guess I could play the Squire and buff it up with Kings. But nah, it seems silly. I'm just gonna try to get the Squire. I think It's starting to look a bit better, I guess. Depends what his late game is like. If he's got... Depends a lot if he's got polymorph or not for this rule. Or, and one of the other answers, obviously, Big Game Hunter works. But if I can play Gruul with no answer, then I can run away with this one. That's why I kind of like this Gruul. It's a card that demands an answer. But it's a card that demands an answer on turn 8. You really want cards that demand answers on like the earlier turns. Whatevs. Interesting. Going in for the Yeti. The value Yeti. Value Yeti strikes. Doesn't straight up 2 for 1, but gets pretty close to the 2 for 1. I still get this guy to finish off the teacher. I don't see how he can... Maybe Arcane Missiles? Arcane Missiles would do the trick. Almost certainly, because he obviously loses hero power to boot. Does he get our secret spells? Oh, I wasn't sure if secrets were spells or not, but I guess they are. Let's see. So obviously I'm doing this. He could copy my minion is the thing, because kinda hasn't placed Sunwalker just in case he copies it. That would be depressing, so I might have to just play the Inventor instead to be safer.
Pass me that Arclight spanner.
Looks like he's not gonna copy it. He's not copying it. Maybe should have played the Sunwalker instead. I don't know. Instead I got a 2-4 and a 3-2, which is arguably better. Doesn't hold up quite as well against Flame Strike. And it's still only one card, right? Because the Inventor drew the other card. I think I like that line of play just fine.
Bring me steel.
It's also playing 2 minions again is good for people who have Stormwind Champion. Looks like it'll definitely be a Stormwind Champion here.
Behold the might of Stormwind.
Let's see, trading. I guess I really need to trade with some of his guys. This guy will take damage if I trade with him, which means this guy's clone will kill him. There's really not much point in killing this guy right now, I don't think. I think I'll just get the little guys. Yeah, I'm gonna get the little guy. Normally I like clearing my opponent's board, but Harvest Golem's an exception. If he's just gonna get a minion out of it that I can't really trade with right away, then I don't feel the point. I guess I could have, instead of killing the 1/1. No? Yeah, there's just not much point in me killing a Harvest Golem that turn, I don't think. So he doesn't go for this guy. Let's see. Okay, he's fireballing that guy. So I'm still kind of at a Flame Strike, the danger zone. I think it's time to keep trading with him and play the Gruul. I don't think he's got a polymorph quite yet. The secret's not the copy secret. I'm going to continue Operation Trade a lot. Obviously I'm worried about Vaporize, the mage secret that kills your guy when you attack them with it. So I'm not gonna run my Gruul straight into the enemy. Having a hard time getting through this guy's minions. Holy smokes. Let's see. Well, I'm almost certainly grueling into this guy. That's the deal. This guy, he's pretty much dead. I can either trade with something or go to the face. I think I might just go to the face with them. Maybe not though. I'm gonna play this guy. Dwight's Justice. And
For justice.
Knock that thing in. My only last decision is if
Well
I want
played.
to go for him. What other secrets could he have? He could have a lot of other secrets. I've got a taunt guy out, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for the mage. I'll be a bit sad he's got vaporize, but yeah, there's the vaporize. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have risked it. He could have obviously had ice block or the ice armor or spellbender. There were a lot of other things he could have, but I took the risk and I got burned. Oh, and he's got the polymorph from the ghoul, but thankfully that means. Oh, jeez, he's even. Oh, fuck! Imagine how much better it would have been if I had attacked his minion. It would have been like a million times better. That was a disaster. Well, the good news is I've at least got a questing adventurer, which I can play. I've got a spellbreaker
Your
to silence
magic
his
shall
guy.
not save you.
For justice.
Smack his guy to finish it off. I'm still in good shape, but I really made a misplay there by trying to go for the face instead of just trading off for the minion. Still in a good spot though. He used a polymorph. Hopefully he doesn't have another one for my questing adventurer, who's gonna get out of hand pretty quick. It's been unfortunate I can't use Kings and War Golem on my next turn.
Put it on your tab.
That costs too much mana. If he had fireballed this guy, I would have traded into it, but instead I'm going to trade in with this thing probably.
You love
Oh,
my
no, small
new
my attack
recipe.
now. Not that bad. Not really going to save the Bloodsail Raider. Just going to play some big dumb guys. I like big dumb things. I've even got, actually, I do have one Bloodsail Raider, which is not super huge, but
Shall prevail.
Quest accepted.
I'm gonna go to the face with the weapon. May as well.
Thank you.
Joy.
Do I have lethal? I'm getting pretty close to lethal. It's what, 10, 17, 18? Oh yeah, I've got lethal. He is those. Get up. Buff him up. Buff him some more. That's well played. Another win. I'm on the warpath. No one can stop me. So pretty big misplay for me there, and not trading instead being greedy and going face. The reason I was greedy was because I had a minion with taunt out. So if he didn't have vaporize, there was pretty big potential that I would get to keep my 6/1 and would do 6 damage that turn, and it would live and get to attack again the next turn. That's why I didn't just want to trade it away, because it could have really gotten some extra value.
Uther versus Rexa.
He did have some polymorph for my gold, which was a bit sad, but I had other big dumb things and he couldn't polymorph everything I had. Keeping the wolf. It's not my favorite 2-drop in the world, but I don't want to throw away my only 2-drop. I really hope I draw a leper gnome. If I draw a leper gnome, I will be very happy. Leper gnome? War golem. So no turn 1 play, which kind of sucks. But after that, might be okay. Let's see what his turn 2 play is. A secret. Alright. I'm fine with that. Whatever it is. I'm not sure if it's snipe. Does using reinforce activate snipe? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I'm not 100% on that one though. But we'll see. Is it snipe? Looks like it's snipe. I really don't know if reinforce would activate snipe. I don't think it does, but I don't know for sure. If it does, obviously reinforcing would have been a better play if I knew that was snipe, but there were obviously a lot of other secrets it could have been too. But snipe's a pretty common one, in that it's common quality and it's a decent pick. I think hunters pick it more favorably than freezing trap. Probably not as much as explosive shot, but I think I like that. He plays a 2/2 with taunt. Well, sir, I am just a card for that. I actually got 2 cards. See, now this is a good card unless he's got a Shattered Sun Cleric. If he's got a Shattered Sun Cleric, I'll be looking like an idiot. So I think I might just play this one to be a bit safer. If I play this one and he's a Shattered Sun Cleric, I'll be like, because then his guy's a 3/3 and it'll just kill my guy. Not good.
Mind if I roll need?
Another secret. Let's see. Could be the Snake Trap, or the Freezing Trap, or it could be lots of things. You never know with these things. Let's see. I guess I could go in there. I don't want to use True Silver. Just take out a Loot Order. The Loot Order is going to kill my Grizzly. My alternate play is I could just play this guy and a Recruit. Or I could buff my guy up. No, that would be terrible. Indeed. Yeah, I don't really want to use my True Silver play yet. I could coin into this guy instead of popping the Recruit, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just gonna pop it.
Reporting for duty.
Which gives me a bit less board presence, but it saves my coin and my card to play later. Well, I'm not too upset about that. Didn't really 2-for-1 me. Took out my hero power. Basically took out my turn 4 play. And it was his turn 4 play, so we cancel each other out on that one. So I'm definitely playing the Yeti. Question if I want to coin out a Recruit. If I do, the next turn I am playing... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. Because I'd rather have 7 mana next turn, I think. 7 mana lets me cast one of my 4 drops plus the Torn Warrior, or just go for the straight up War Golem. I like the idea of Torn Warrior and Defender of Argus on my next turn, potentially. He's still got that secret. I'm going to forget about it. Oh, the Hyena. I really hope I draw my Silence guy. Divine Shield is kind of somewhat okay, but I guess I can give my Yeti Divine Shield and then play the Defender of Argus and kill his thing. I guess that's what I'll do.
Let me think.
Not
Give
on
my guy
my
Divine
watch.
Shield.
My shield for Argus.
It's hard to deal with that card, the whatever it is, the Savannah Highmane. That's a good card, but I dealt with it reasonably well there. Used 2 good cards of my own, the Archer Protector and the Defender of Argus are both pretty solid. Another secret, so I really have to start worrying about the explosive shot at this point. Oh, Hunter's Mark, okay, that's fine. So definitely explosive shot. Because he might have gone for a line of flow. Oh, the multi-shot. The multi-shot. Ah, this is too short. No, I've got the Bloodsail Raider True Silver Champion combo, but I might just play a War Golem instead here. War Golems are pretty good. I don't know, I could do... No. Let's go for the War Golem. Next turn I might play True Silver Champion, Torn Warrior, Bloodsail Raider, and the Coin. All 4 of those cards. Oh, the Deadly Shot. I kind of forgot the Deadly Shot was the game, to be honest. Oh, he's kicking my butt right now. He's got the board advantage, but I've got some card advantage going on. And I think I will do the line of play I mentioned earlier. True Silver, because that's 9 mana. I've got the mana as well. True Silver Champion, Blood Accelerator, Coin, Raider,
For justice.
So his secret's gotta be one of the ones that activates when he's attacked. So it's either Misdirection or the 2 damage to all enemies one. He's got two secrets actually, so fuck. I was saying that I've got card advantage, but I was neglecting to consider that he does have 2 secrets that are gonna make it hard for me to press forward. Is he gonna run both these guys into my Tauren? Come at me, bro. He's not going to. Let's see. Well, I could always buff my guy up, and then it will survive explosive shots. If it gets misdirected to one of his guys, that's okay too. I think I am just gonna buff my guy up and go to the face. What do you got? Let's see these secrets. Misdirection? Okay. What else? What's your other secret? Explosive trap. It's kind of what I was feeling was gonna happen. So I got both his secrets out and traded with one of his minions. And I've still got my guy alive, and he can't be killed by that thing. I don't really want to True Silver Champion into his guy because he can't kill my guy. I think I'll just save the True Silver Champion. I might even save the Silence. That sounds kind of greedy. I think I know I'm...
I must move quickly.
Save the Silence or to just be really aggressive. I think I'm going to save the Silence. Yeah, I'm saving it.
Reporting for duty.
I normally like to be aggressive and play the most stuff possible, but silences are kind of useful. Might regret it if I just throw it out. I might also regret not trading with his wealth, but like I said, his wealth can only do 2 damage to my guy unless he's got a way to buff it up with his 1 card. It was tracking though, so he's really got more than 1 card. He's got a fair variety. An arcane shot. That's fine. Kinda wish I just played my Spellbreaker, yeah. I really wish I could start getting that damage through. I guess I'll play it now though.
For
So
justice.
True Silver Champion. Well, now I'm just in top deck mode.
Your magic
Silence
shall
my
not
one
save.
more. So I've got a pretty good board going on right now. I've got this sword to make my board continue to be good. So it's got me down to 19, but we're both in top deck mode, and I've got a board and he doesn't. I like my chances. His secrets really didn't do a lot for him. Oh, that's quite the top deck. King Crush. Am I gonna get crushed to the face for sure with that one yet? I can't outrace that, so I have to trade the bit. It's pretty much shake. Oh, that's a good top deck for me too. Right back. I see your top deck and raise you a top deck. So I'll run that in, pop the Divine Shield. May as well kill off the weapon and one. Get some damage in. So I'm still in fine shape. He definitely got me low though. I'm pretty close to having lethal. I'm not quite there yet. Got what, 15 damage on the board right now, including the one from my
Give me a
weapon.
quest.
Questing Adventure is not really going to do it for you. So again, I'm at 15 damage if I draw. There's not a lot I can draw. No, Light's Just. That's kind of an awkward draw, but... So I guess I pop the minion, play the Light's Just. And again, I don't have lethal, so I would definitely trade that. The Light's Justice pick up. Not doing a whole lot for me. It's been an okay card. It hasn't been terrible. It's dealt a little damage here and there. It finished off some 1 health things. You could do worse for 1 bounce, I guess.
For the king!
For the king! So he took me pretty low. He got me down to 5 health.
Well
That was actually a close match. If he could have squeaked out a bit more damage, he would have. But I did avoid killing him there, so. Alright. I think that's all for now, because I might run out of hard drive space, and 5 wins in a row is enough. I'll come back and probably upload this half of it, and then do the rest of the arena run tomorrow. So good start to my arena run. The highlights of my deck so far, definitely True Silver Champion's been a highlight. Sword of Justice has done some work. Gruul, my top end is pretty good. Gruul, War Golems, and I'm happy with all my expensive cards. Even the Sunwalk Grass hasn't really done that much, but all my other expensive cards have done a lot. Really no bad cards in this deck. I mean, you asked me what the worst card I have in here is. None are really that terrible. The Direwolf Elf was kind of sketchy. And I guess maybe the Murloc Raider you could say is bad. Really, this is a solid deck. There's no bad cards in here. I mean, there's some things I wish I had more of, like more Chillwind Yetis, more True Silver Champions. But there's not a lot of out-and-out bad cards. Mainly, I would just like some slight improvements and to shift my card around. Anyways, I'll be back with more later.